Welcome, everybody, to Midday Magazine for this Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Have your host, James, with you. And right now, we are joined by our good friends from the United Way of Southwood and Adams Counties. We have CEO of your United Way of Southwood and Adams Counties, Tari Jahns, with us. Tari, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for being here. And before we dive into the campaign and some other things, Tari, you brought a new friend with you.
I did. Well, old friends, but a new,
yes.
New role for her for United Way. Today, I have with me Shalina Wollschlager, and Shalina is a member of our board of directors, and probably the biggest hat she gets to wear this year is she is our volunteer campaign chair. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to just, tell everybody about her a little bit, where she works, who she's representing, and then we'll talk about why campaign.
Shalina, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
So, as Tari said, what made you want to do this? And just an extension of that, being on the board as well as doing something like this position.
So United Way has always been near and dear to my heart. I started being involved in United Way, I don't know.
I think like 2017,
maybe.
Like
2017.
Yeah.
But back when I first started donating, Tari came to my work, which is Smurfit West Rock in Adams, and I had a coworker, and I said, hey, do you donate to United Way? And she was like, well, yeah, it's a really good cause. And I said, really? I said, well, what do they do for the community? Because I was new there, didn't really know. And she said, I actually had a house fire, and we lost nearly everything, and United Way was one of the few that came to help me. And I said, really? And she's like, yeah. She's like, ever since then, I have always donated, always been involved. And it was because of her story that I became involved. And then, in 2017, Tari asked me if I wanted to be on the board, and it's been like hook, line, and sinker ever since.
Though, Shalina's been a really great volunteer in that she's willing to step up, because I experience that sometimes when you're trying to coordinate a board full of volunteers and people are busy, right? Mm-hmm. We all know that. You both currently serve on boards, so you get that. But when we've said, hey, we really need a vice president. We need, I need this. I need this. So Shalina's already been our vice president and the president of the board and past president, which makes her part of the executive committee. And then when I said, all right, guys, need a campaign chair for next year. This was probably last fall. And she said, I'd really like to try. So, I think that's really important too, is we need in nonprofits hand raisers, people who are willing to say, yes, I will do what you need me to do. I want my whatever it is, my time on the board, my service to the community, to be active. And that's not everybody. Not everybody wants to stand up in front of, a bunch of people and talk about why, not just how it personally impacts them, but then to ask that hard question of, will you give, right?
Yeah.
Join me in giving. Because sometimes that's just hard to put out there. So, this has been really great that Shalina's, been part of the board and sees the work and learned from coworkers, but then also, is willing to be like, I'll do whatever you need me to do. So we need more of those.
Well said. And I appreciate both of you touching on these points. And Shalina, your backstory there a little bit, because one of the things we're doing here is certainly promoting United Way, reminding people of all the great things the United Way does. But we always look for opportunities to remind people that, hey, we do need more people in our community to step up, being on boards and being a part of things. And all of us look at our schedule, our week ahead, and we're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to fit all of that into my week or my day. But we find the time for the things that matter. And it seems like, Shalina, where being a board member, certainly you put the time in for that. Now you're going above and beyond, as you've already had, by doing this and putting even more time into this. So not only do we appreciate that, but I am curious, what made you go that extra mile, that extra step there for this?
Well, I have a very good support system at home, and I want it to be a good role model for my children, too, and I want to show them that volunteering is extremely important, helping whoever you can, and there's always time in the day. You can always find the time if something's really important to you.
Especially with, and I'm so glad you touched on this, because when I bring up people and being on boards or any of those things, it's not just us that are paying attention. It's not just our fellow, our peers. It's kids. Yeah. And if we want kids to grow up and do these things, they're going to be more likely to do it if they see mom and dad, if they see adults doing these things. If they don't see them doing them, then we're probably not going to see as much of that. So it is so much about that. And I appreciate you noting that as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think something else that's really important is the company that Shalina works for. So Smurf at West Rock is in Adams County, the southern part of our service area. So we serve Southwood and Adams counties, but they are also very supportive of United Way in a variety of ways, of course, of her time, but then also matching their employee giving and then doing group impact projects. So I don't know if maybe you want to share a little bit about the group impact project that you guys participated in last year, to just kind of give other workplaces an idea of what the opportunities are.
So for our annual Safe Day, we had United Way come in, and what we did is we had all of our employees, they all went through an assembly line, so to speak, and we ended up putting together hygiene kits. So it had shampoo, conditioner, lotion, soap, body soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, everything you need basically for the essentials for hygiene.
And in a nice bag.
Nice bag, yep. And so every employee assembled each one of these bags, and then we ended up donating it.
And then, they went to the food pantry in Adams. They went to the schools, because sometimes there's just kids, that just don't have that stuff at home. And you don't really, you can't just say to a 8th grader, oh, well, if you go over to the dollar store and get this stuff, because they clearly, they don't drive, right? So if you have it to hand off, but that was a really great way, I think, for the employees of the company to hands-on be part of something.
And to show, it's just not donating money. We do a lot of nice different things. And in November, we're going to be assembling birthday kits, so to speak, because I don't know, we feel that there are some kids in the community that necessarily don't get their birthday celebrated. So we plan to have probably a cake, box mix, frosting, candle, and maybe a little gift
and there's a birthday card in there.
Card.
So everything that you need to
celebrate your birthday.
Celebrate birthday. I think there's a bag of balloons in there too.
Yeah.
But then those kits get assembled, and those also go to the food pantry and to some other opportunity places for families to get those. But it's kind of fun when think about being at the food pantry, right? Being a volunteer at the food pantry and saying, "Are there any birthdays in your house this month?" Yeah. And then you can give them, give them that. That's super cool too.
Yeah.
Yo, that got me. I didn't know you were doing that. That really got me. That is really this speaks to, again, one of the reasons why not just this station, but I myself put my name on the United Way and so much of what they do. There are big issues in our communities. There are big things going on. The United Way sees those and does what they can with those issues, but there's so many gray areas. There's so many things that we don't think of. Yes, we know people are struggling with food, but what about if you tighten the microscope on that, what other issues are there for people struggling with that? And something like this comes up. And not a lot of people, especially nonprofits where you don't have that much resources or people or anything, you guys continue to find different ways to add to these events, add to our community. I greatly appreciate that. I was one of those kids, man. I get that. I know what that's like. And that's something that we can't really put into words, what it can mean to a kid that wouldn't have something like that otherwise.
Well, yeah, because who would think a box birthday cake is frivolous? But when you're on that tight of a budget and when you look at how much groceries are costing and that kind of thing, it's an extra, right? So if Shalina and the team at Smurf at West Rock can assemble those and get those out and the company pays for the supplies, that's just a huge win for the community, and it's just a little bit. It's not just meeting needs; it's the warm, fuzzy part of meeting needs. It's the extra.
Fun. It's that you're doing something good for others, and you're getting everybody involved, and you can make it fun.
And Shalina, with your business doing that, did you notice that other employees that maybe whether they donated to the United Way or not, that they enjoyed it, that they were happy to be a part of it, that good feeling in the soul, they got that too?
Absolutely. Every single one of them had a huge smile on their face, and they would even go through the line again, like, oh, we'll keep helping. It's like, well, we only have 200 of these to do today. But yeah, we have a lot of really, really great employees that volunteer a lot of their time too, just for community stuff as well. And whenever we have United Way fundraising at Smurf at West Rock, they're always getting involved. We're going to be doing a chili feed, and I don't know if that'll end up being a chili cook-off, but yeah, a lot of our employees all get involved.
It's a note to all you businesses out there. Being a part of things like this, doing events like this, and working with the United Way can also be not just a great PR move for your business, which is certainly noteworthy, but your employees enjoy these things. And happy employees make for good work and more productivity and all of these things. So it's a win-win kind of situation, and along with also feeling really good to the soul.
Absolutely.
We're speaking with our friends from the United Way of Southwood and Adams counties. Terry, I wanted to dive right into the McDonald's Day coming up this week and everything. You want us to go there first?
Yeah, sure. So we have our 52nd annual. Can you believe that?
52nd, that's
Have you been at all of them?
Almost every single one. Almost.
Just kidding. Oh, wait, this is the serious show.
Okay, that's right.
All right, sorry, my bad.
I forgot too.
So this is our 52nd annual United Way Day at McDonald's. Couple of things to note that are important is, one, it is at the McDonald's in Wisconsin Rapids, so it is exclusive to that location, and that's outside of our control, right? That is just support from that ownership, and honestly, the original ownership of the McDonald's in Wisconsin Rapids, decided to do this day, well, obviously 52 years ago, but made a big thing about it, and really it's a tradition in the community. I mean, I will see people there this Wednesday that I have not seen since last year on McDonald's Day, and it's really awesome. We appreciate people coming out and joining us. Subsequent ownerships since Mr. Tom Rouse have continued to support United Way in this way with the event at McDonald's. So this Wednesday, September 25th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., a portion of the proceeds from the Wisconsin Rapids McDonald's will go to United Way to help support the annual campaign. We encourage you to come on out, even if you say you don't eat McDonald's food. Everyone likes some hot fries.
Yes.
Let's just be real.
Yes.
Even if you shouldn't, you still like them.
Yes.
But there are, there's many options. Come for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever works. It is all purchases at the local McDonald's. So if you go through the drive-thru, fine. If you like to come inside and see us, we really appreciate that as well. We will have a table set up with some United Way information. We will have a register to win basket, so you can come and put your name and phone number down and see if you can win a nice, fun little fall basket that Stephanie from our team put together. And so there's just a great opportunity, but I really encourage you to come on in and say hi. At least 2 people from our staff will be there the entire day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're just kind of rotating in and out. But we really encourage people to participate in this.
I'm glad you brought up the idea of coming in the building and saying hi. Not only is it a great way to, thank the United Way staff, say a big shout out to them, including the McDonald's staff. They got such hard workers over there. And on a day like that, coming up this Wednesday, they are busy.
Yeah, and it does elevate the amount of work that they're doing. One of the things I will say, if you don't want to come in, just be patient in the drive-thru, right? They normally do about 70% of their business through the drive-thru on a regular day. Mm-hmm. And so then this makes it a little bit more. But remember, there's 2 lines going. It moves pretty quickly. Otherwise, come on in and see us. And they also have their mobile app. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can help us out on this day. But it is important, and it is a big deal. And we need the resources. We don't want to miss out on any dollars. So don't think to yourself, they're too busy, I'm going to go somewhere else instead. Just come join us and chat with us, and we'll wait with you.
When it comes to those resources you mentioned there, Terry, here's a great opportunity as well. You can read a lot online. You can go to their website, uwswac.org, and read a lot of the things. But you really want to ask questions or talk to somebody, you're able to do that. You're able to talk to Terry. You're able to talk with United Way members. And, hey, what do you guys do about this? Or what do you guys do in the community? And you'll get answers. You'll find out. I remember doing this or seeing you do this at a McDonald's Day before. So I know for sure that it's a great way for people to find those things out and learn more about ways that you can impact your community.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we just welcome the opportunity to visit with community members, and hope that you will consider joining us on Wednesday, September 25th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
United Way Day at McDonald's. We'll meet you there, everybody. I am I'm fasting just until then, I
haven't had a Big Mac, I think, since last year.
Oh,
no. And then I got it at the end when I was leaving, because I'm really not going to probably sit there and eat a Big Mac with everybody talking to me. But
I've already decided what I'm ordering.
But it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a Big Mac and fries, exactly what I'm ordering, because I haven't had that in a while either. Terry, I did want to also mention a couple of other big things coming up with the United Way. We have another big one. Day of Caring is right around the corner.
Yeah, so Day of Caring will be on October 26th, and this is an opportunity for you to come on out, join us, raking yards for our friends and family in need. So this is for elderly or disabled who don't otherwise have the means to get their yard taken care of for fall. We are currently taking 2 different registrations. One, if you need your yard raked and you qualify, you don't have the ability to do it on your own, you can give us a call between 11 and 5 at the United Way office, 421-0390, or you can simply call 211 to get your yard registered. You do need to tell us how many trees. Sometimes people are startled by this question. We want to know how many trees you have in your yard, just because we're trying to get a feel for the volume of leaves that you might have. As a homeowner, you are responsible for having your own bags. They must be paper bags. None of the municipalities take plastic bags anymore. You can purchase those at big box retailers, Walmart, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. You can get those bags locally, but our volunteers do not bring the bags. You need to provide bags. If you are in a municipality that is just raked to the curb, then that's what we will do. But we follow the rules of your municipality, so you need to check that out between now and then. But if you would like to get registered, we still have room for about 35 yards, so it is a good time to call. But we do have a good amount of registration already, so that's awesome. The other registration that we're taking is for volunteers. We are looking for rakers. This can be individuals, families. It could be a team from your workplace, maybe a youth group, whatever you might like, whoever you might like to group up with. If you are an individual, don't let that deter you, because we will pair you up with someone. Registration is at the Grand Rapids Lions Club in the morning, where you will receive your raking assignment. We'll serve you a hot breakfast. We'll have pancakes and fruit and some other things, and then send you out to rake. And our goal is that 90-ish, depending upon registrations, but about 90 yards will get raked that day by noon. In the event that we have, we're not going to, but if we had any kind of inclement weather or something like that, we do still rake. And then if for some reason, we can't get through all of them, our good friends at the River Kings usually help us the following week, just to say, hey, we might have 5 left over or something like that. I know you personally, James, have helped us later in the week. The Saturday didn't work, but you've said, hey, I can help out a little bit. So, there's a possibility, but our goal is really to do it all that day. And I think we're going to have perfect weather.
Yeah, me too. I've already talked to Mother Nature about this. Put in a note. Yeah.
So to register, you also visit our website, uwswac.org, and you can register your volunteers. If you are a group leader, you can register everyone in your group. Rakers get a free t-shirt. Those are while supplies last. We do have 450 shirts. Last year we had 450 volunteers. But sizes are just because we have to guess when we order. So they just are as they come and go. So we keep that updated. If it says it's sold out, then pick a different size. So I do encourage you to register early. If you know you're going to do it, hop on and register so that you for sure get your t-shirt.
And again, one of those things where whether you're a group, a business, or an individual, we want you to be a part of this. Many hands make light work. And this is one of the greater things that I think the United Way does, but one of the greater examples of one of the best things the United Way does, and strangers helping strangers, and neighbors helping neighbors, and some of that. And it's one of my favorite days of the year. You bop around this town and you see all these shirts of the same color and all
red.
these. Oh, the red. That's right,
year.
the red
Red
this year. Yeah, I love that. It's just perfect. It's a perfect day, and looking forward to it. And we will have nice weather. We will. So one of the other things we've got going on right now is you can sign up to be a reading mentor. So we have open spaces at Grant Elementary, at Port Edwards Elementary, and at Meade Elementary. So we have 3 schools that have openings. 2 of our schools have already filled, but we do have openings at those schools. So you can find out more information by visiting uwswac.org. When you first pull up our website, there's like a rotating, we call it a banner. It kind of rotates across the front. Just wait till the one pops up that says Reading Mentors, and then you can click on that, and you can get information on what's available at each school. But the other thing that we really have, cooking right now is Shalina and I are out doing campaign presentations. So if you are a business that is interested in having us come and chat with your team, with your employees, maybe you already have a regular standing staff meeting. We could take 5 or 10 minutes of that. Some organizations, like this coming Wednesday, actually our friends at Prevail Bank are having a couple of meetings just for, they're just put in place so that we can come and chat with people. So those are the opportunities, that really are out there so that we can get the word out about United Way. And, sharing, sometimes it's sharing those messages. Well, always it's sharing those messages like what Shalina shared about her experience herself as why she kind of got involved as a donor. But then also, talking about the fact that there's 30 programs that we help to fund and 10 initiatives. And what does that mean? So what, right? Like, what does that mean? And so in true form, this happens every year. But Shalina got to do her first presentation this year.
for Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools.
Oh.
So that's in the PAC in front of like 750 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
A bunch of kids. So not nerve-wracking at all. No.
Actually, it wasn't that bad.
Good.
Yeah, I was
Really
very
good.
nervous in the beginning, but then once we were up,
But
yeah,
it
went
is,
well.
but it is a little nerve wracking, as
Sure,
you're watching the auditorium fill, and this is the first day back for all staff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, it can be a little
Good on
intimidating.
you.
What I love about it is I can say every year to the campaign chair, that was your biggest one.
Yeah.
There
Check.
You go. Yeah. Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good on you for doing that. Good on you. And a very, very well played by you, Terry. Very well played. As we're wrapping up, I do want to remind people that when it comes to those presentations that Terry's touching on there, they can be longer, they can be shorter. You guys can work with them on time frame as far as how long you're going to take up and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just actually had a company that is a little bit more regional, and they asked me today, this morning, could you jump on a Zoom with us? Because we do our staff meeting on Zoom. I'm like, yep, we can do, I can do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Or I'll try.
Trust me on that one, everybody. I've seen that. Yeah.
The only time is sometimes we get backed up on time, like we get double booked.
Yeah.
But I also always have, we might have Shalina and I divide, or we have a former campaign chair willing, or I just have another staff member jump in, right? Like our staff members should be as well versed on what's happening as what Shalina or I might be. So sometimes we do just double up because that's what works best for the companies. But if you are interested in a presentation, and we also, I'm also very willing to talk to like civic groups, because we've had different clubs, the Lions Club, the Rotary Club say, hey, come talk to us, or even churches, a women's group or something like that. But you just get in touch with us and connect with Stephanie in our office. She's the keeper of the calendar, but she certainly can schedule that. I can schedule that if you just zip me an email. We do have a form online that you can fill out. However is most convenient. I mean, my goal is to have 10 avenues, and you pick which one makes the most sense to you, and then we'll work it out from there.
Keep in mind, you can find out more information, register for some of these things, and volunteer by going to uwswac.org. That's uwswac.org. You can also call 211 and you can find the same information and register for these as well. And follow the United Way on social media. Share their posts. It's a great way to not only impact your community, but keep up to date on the great things they are doing over there. Thank you both so much for the time. Appreciate you. We'll talk again real soon.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Again, uwswac.org. Be sure to bookmark that webpage, everybody, and keep on listening. We'll be back with more fun on Midday Magazine here at 97.5 FM, 1320 AM, WFHR. We are locally grown radio.